Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Jason. We're co-founders and directors of Beyond Build Constructions.
This is Beyond Build.
Tell us about your journey and how Beyond Build got its start.
We started doing a few little decks and pergolas, and then Jace would jump in and help me for a couple of days, and I'd jump in and help Jace for a couple of days. And then eventually, we just got to a point where we decided to partner up and work together.
Let's split this one down the middle and see how it goes. At the end of 2016, Mark and I decided to pair up, and we were both full-time nail bag on, bookwork and admin side, post-work. I was basically working out of living in an apartment in Cronulla, working in the corner of my bedroom, sort of taking care of the invoicing and sort of admin side of things. That was a good sort of 12-month process. Started 2017, we decided to put on our first apprentice, which was a huge step for any business, I think. It kind of makes you think, there's more responsibility there than just Mark and I, so we've got to keep that work flowing. And I guess over the next 12 months that grew to 3 apprentices, a couple of carpenters. Mark was running a project, I was running one, and fast forward 12 months or so when my role stepped away from the on-site day-to-day stuff, Mark's remained and turned into more of a project management role. And along the way, we're at a stage now where we've got 8 apprentices, 6 site foremen, 2 project managers and 3 carpenters floating around.
Good memory.
Yeah. We're quite a large team now from where it started, and it's kind of found our feet in our sweet spot now. So moving forward, it just makes the progression and growth a lot simpler for us to forecast. I'd say the general progression of wearing a nail bag, 8 to 9 hours, 10 hours a day to sort of step into the office role. And, it kind of really hit home when I realised that, hey, I was making meetings at 9, 10 a.m. instead of at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. And the fact that we then needed to recruit and find guys that, find the right staff and train them up to step into those roles to sort of cover ourselves. I mean, here we are now a few years later and, we're kind of finding ourselves in HR roles, wearing almost every hat, putting out fires day to day. And I'd say probably our decision to invest heavily in our marketing around 2 years into the business was a real
great move.
You go back 10 years and I guess the industry's kind of changed, and in a lot of ways it's glorified now that, there's portfolios to show your work and showcase what you do.
Social media is a massive one.
Social media, day to day, instead of just, telling other guys at the pub, oh, I built this house and whatnot. It's quite easy to showcase it these days. And
although that's good too.
Yeah, that's good as well. Absolutely. One really stands out to me early on. I think it was around sort of 18 months or maybe 2 years into partnering up, we landed our first decent renovation, which was, over the 150 grand mark, which was a bit of a milestone for us. And I actually remember the day quite well. Mark and I were at a luncheon, and I remember getting the phone call saying, yep, it's locked in, and we want to progress with you guys as our builders, and sort of a bit of a fist bump there, thinking, hey, we're here for the next sort of 4 or 5 months on the one project. And kind of look back now, and I'd say that 150 grand job was probably valued at 500 to 600, but it's a bit of a learning curve.
I think for me, a pivotal point in our career was probably our first duplex, Newington Road. First job over $1 million, first real large scale project, new build, had a lot of detail in it, working an architect managed job as well. So I feel like that was a big turning point as well.
A lot of firsts in that one as well. A lot of lessons learned. But I'd say every year brings new challenges, and every continuing to grow. So it's always good to reflect and see where you started and sort of which direction you're heading, and be sort of proud of those sort of large turning points of the business.
I think one of the best things about working together is we kind of grew up as mates, and it's kind of like coming to work with one of your best mates every day.
When you're working 60, 70, 80 hour stressful weeks over the past 5 years, it's refreshing to kind of have that camaraderie for someone to bounce off on. The main part within our internal roles is they're very different. Our strengths complement each other's weaknesses, but in saying that, very different personalities, but our morals and goals and general guidance of where we want to get to in life and in the business is very aligned, which I think makes a huge difference. I mean, my role is definitely more office orientated, pre-construction, client walkthroughs and whatnot. I would love to get the nail bag on more and more these days, but actually trying to find a way to get back into that, but it's definitely more Mark's role on site.
Yeah, so I'm more on-site based, dealing with day-to-day stuff. And I still get to throw the nail bag on, which is good, and be there for key stages.
Obviously we're builders, but you know, in the end, it's not all about building for us and our team. It's quite important for us, for Mark and I, to create a great workplace environment, whether that's, you know, team activities or training, or, you know, hitting some golf balls downstairs. And it's a big part of us, you know, thanking our guys for the extras and the hard work that they put in every day. It's a huge part of our business culture. I mean, every day for us and most people in the building industry is a hurdle. You know, there's, Mark and I joke that we're part-time firefighters, you know, and we wear that hat. And I think you ask anyone in the industry, and if they say they don't, then they're a liar. I'd say the next step for us is definitely to work on systemizing everything within the business, become more of a one-stop shop for potential clients and future clients, and just be able to completely control that process from start to finish. Whether that's, you know, we're not necessarily looking to expand and put on more guys. It's
Make the business more effective.
Yeah, absolutely, and just provide a better experience overall, and you know, build homes that are here to stand the test of time. Not just to see out the warranty period, but we want to be, you know, homes that are standing there 30, 40, 50 years later, still looking, you know, similar to what we're building now. And
homes with a point of difference as well. Like, want to stand out, not the generic type of home.
Long term would be to start moving into our own developments, and actually got a little bit in the pipeline, which we're excited to share in the near future.